all the coaches who come would want to start him because, you know, you have been in this game to know that when it gets to this level, there are players in the dressing room who are, I mean, the jitters.
They are afraid.
They are afraid
of Cristiano Ronaldo.
Cristiano Ronaldo
right next to
comes through the dugout and you see players who are just, I mean, it happens. So you need players with a big game experience and exposure. It's not going to work out for him all round to be able to run like he was in 2010. But I think that he adds something extraordinary to the team in terms of the
So you're not guaranteeing Andre Ayew the full game, but you think he should start?
I don't think that Ayew can make
the full game.
70 minutes now. 65 minutes should be enough. Or he comes from the bench, but in a game as important as the first game of the tournament.
How important is this game to us? I mean, we've gone to the World Cup in 2006, lost the opening game to Italy, and did very well by getting to the second round and eventually defeating to Brazil.
Yes.
We went to another World Cup in 2010 in South Africa.
I think we won our first game against Serbia.
Then we struggled with
Australia and Germany.
And then did we beat Germany? No, we drew Australia, drew Germany.
No, we beat Serbia.
Yes, Serbia
and then we drew with Australia and Germany.
And drew with Germany as well.
No, they beat us by 1.
But we qualified.
We qualified with 4 points.
Oh, okay, that was a 4-point qualifying.
Yes.
Okay. And then we went to Russia.
Yes. No, in Brazil.
We went to Brazil.
2014.
2014.
We lost to US.
First game.
In the first game. And drew with Germany.
Drew with Germany
and then Portugal. I mean, beat us by 2-1.
Oh, then we got eliminated.
1 point from that tournament.
That was a controversial one.
So, like you said, this is a very important game. A very important game because for Ghana at major tournaments, we've won less than 15% of our first games. We struggled to do well in our first games. And facing Portugal with our mother of talent they have at this point, it will be very difficult for Ghana to. A respectable result will be Portugal dominating play and scoring possibly 1 goal against Ghana. That's always been how we fare at tournaments in our first games. The best we can do is to be able to salvage a draw in that game and look forward to beating the best we can have against South Korea. So, like you know, in tournament football like this, you plan and strategize on how to qualify from the group first before you look forward. But against Portugal and the backdrop that we hardly do well in our first games, we should be going into that game by having a strategy of not going to be humiliated, because that will be a very big toll on us going into the second game. The criticisms that will come from here already, the negativity that will clothe the players going into the second game. So I would want us not to have high hopes of going to beat Portugal, because we know that on paper we are the poorest team going into this World Cup. All the Panthers and Pundits have rated, and FIFA rankings have rated as the lowest team going into the tournament. Some have even predicted that we may not get a point from all the 3 games. So we go into this game at the back of our minds that we don't do well in first games. We are meeting the strongest team in the group. How do we get a point or not get humiliated even if we are going to lose? Then look forward to Uruguay and struggle out with South Korea.
People think the Uruguayan team is better than the Portuguese team, that they are more difficult to beat than the Portuguese team.
Not really. I think that
I think the Portuguese team is full of names, but they don't really gel together that well.
Yeah, full of names who are informed, players who have seen it at the highest level, players who can change games within the twinkle of an eye. And that's why you require this level. Players who can change games.
And that's Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno Fernandes, the Manchester City player, Bernardo Silva, Cristiano Ronaldo, the guys at Paris Saint-Germain in defense. And I think that they have too many talent at this point. And what we need is we don't go into the World Cup and say they have names. What do you have? If they have
but that names? Then makes Jeffrey Slot point even more damning.
Yeah.
Okay, let's finish up. Let's go back to the lineup. The squad. Jordan Ayew, you have him on the right.
Yeah. Yes.
Why?
Like I mentioned, a lot of thinking went into it, and the premise, the premise is always the experience. Jordan Ayew has not had it easy with Ghana, but he offers so much. When you speak to the coaches, you have I also had my issues. When you speak to the coaches, you have a different understanding of why they keep on starting him in games. You know, he touches 1, 2, 3 balls and everybody.
For Crystal Palace, he starts all the time.
Yeah. Why? But the guy tries as much as possible. A lot of the games he runs, if you check all the statistics that they use, the GPS and all that, he's doing 10 kilometers in the game, he's doing 11 kilometers. These are things that, I mean, the little details that you do not see. But if we are playing against Portugal, you would want players who will track back more, because you do not even have the attack that's been scoring goals. Jordan himself is not scoring, but he's become a favorite for Patrick Vieira for reasons that he offers so much in defense, in midfield, and he tries to assist. I think he's lost his mojo in terms of scoring. He doesn't have the confidence again. So he's been drafted into a position where he can offer much more. But I think it would be quite interesting why he will start games for Crystal Palace of all teams, and for Ghana to say he's not good enough. So that's the point. He's established as well.
Let's get back on the thing and then see. So I see Inaki Williams up front there.
Yeah.
Is he a typical arrowhead, Inaki Williams? Is he a classic number 9?
He has.
Or is it number 10?
He has eye for goal.
Yeah, but that's not the classic number 9. Arrowhead number 9, classic number 9 is a number 9. George Al-Hassan.
Yes, we don't have.
We don't have a number 9.
I mean, the best scorer in the team now is between himself and Kudus in terms of.
You have Kudus in there.
Yeah, Kudus
playing behind him.
Yes.
People talk about Kudus as a lack of experience. He hangs on the ball too long, something like that.
It's for Otuado to.
But he said Kudus is a natural threat to any defensive setup. So I think I like him on the field.
Behind Inaki is that kind of striker who, not your typical center forward, but with support and incisive passes. He can be very dangerous from either side of the goal area. So you put Kudus behind him. That will be for me. And I have seen Kudus in that position for Ajax. I think that if we have Andre, Jordan, and Kudus in that area, they will not offer a lot of speed for Jordan and Andre in that area. But the kind of passes to Kudus to be able to navigate his way, we know it's very tricky in terms of.
So you're confident this side can beat Portugal? If we were to take a goal against, we take a lead, an early lead against Portugal, do we have the guts to withstand incessant pressure from Cristiano Ronaldo, Bernardo
Silva? A miraculous goal, yes.
You don't see us putting a ball in Portugal's net?
Anything in football, anything can happen in football, you know.
Yes,
but
I know that.
I'm sure they will score too, but we'll be able to withstand the pressure.
Do you think we can score twice against Portugal?
Difficult.
You can see us score
not
one.
Not impossible, but difficult.
Yeah, no, you can see us score one, but not two.
One goal, it will be difficult for an European team like Portugal to make 2 mistakes against Ghana.
What's 2 mistakes?
2 mistakes. I mean, goals will come by potentially by defenders.
Yeah, but we should be able to create a goal against them. We have Partey, we have Inaki, we have a defense splitting pass from Partey. Jordan runs on it, he swings the ball into the penalty area.
2 goals
Inaki
against.
Williams can plant in the back of the net.
2 goals against Portugal. Yeah, of course. And we've been very wasteful. That's one of the things. If we are.
Is the team missing Asamoah Gyan's skill? Not Asamoah Gyan the person as he is today, but his kind of skill.
We will continue to miss Gyan for years, not for this World Cup alone, because he creates something out of nothing. The kind of striker that every country going into a World Cup will want. Why is he still the top scorer?
I want to say something. I remember the goal that he scored against the United States in
South
Africa.
In South Africa. How many strikers? Like not even Roger Miller, not even George.
Yes.
So he has that instinctiveness in front of goal. I mean, I was in Mongomo in Equatorial Guinea when that Wakaso pass from nowhere, 94th minute, limping Asamoah Gyan, the malaria goal against Algeria. That took us to the next round of the qualifiers. He was limping throughout the game. The coach decided, Avram Grant decided to stick with him, and there were complaints in the. We were on the verge of elimination. A pass from the Ghana's own half. Asamoah Gyan picks it ahead of Marluti in the goal area, shoots at the far post. These are things that he was a natural striker. These are things that he learned from the grassroots in Ghana. These are things that he got polished in Europe. But Asamoah Gyan is the kind of striker like we miss Opoku-Afriye, we miss the typical strikers in the past.
Williams.
We are not going to have Asamoah Gyan again, and it will be very difficult. Afena Gyan was once a player who was.
Is he in the team?
Not in the team. It's very unfortunate, yes.
Wow.
Not in the team.
Okay, so you don't sound like you're very confident about our chances of getting out of the group.
On paper, this is something that's very practical. On paper, you know that we don't have the best of teams, and the most difficult thing is that we've not played for a long time. if we had a team like in 2006 where a core had played consecutively, consistently. I mean, Michael Essien has the ball. He knows that this is where this person is, his weaknesses and strengths. Matthew Amwa does this. Asamoah is that. Stephen Appiah just picks a pass in center, turns around, knows that Jan will run behind the defenders. That kind of cohesion. So you do not necessarily need big name players. You need a team. And we had a team in 2006 with Muntari, the core, who had moved from the 2001 youth championship in Argentina, where they played second to the likes of Saviola and De Alexandro. So they knew themselves from under 17, under 20 to the Olympic team in Athens before they got promoted to the World Cup. So this was a core of 7 or 8, including John Mensah, who had played among themselves for years. That is what it requires to play at the highest level like the World Cup. We don't. We have big name players and new recruits from Europe like Tariq Lamptey and Inaki Williams, who may be able to change games. But the fact is that they need to play consistently for a number of years.
Don't we have at least one friendly before next week?
We have against Switzerland. Yes. So
where? Qatar?
Yes, in Abu Dhabi before.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that will give us a certain sense of where we are.
To know who are Otuado's first choice and the kind of play we'll be going into the World Cup with. I think that we have a chance against South Korea, against Uruguay, and even against Portugal if we are disciplined. And that's where I like Otuado for. People argue about why somebody who is just a trainer, scout, or an assistant coach at Dortmund is leading us to the World Cup. But the fact is that if you watch his game management in the matches against Nigeria, that is what you require to qualify from a group at the tournament. Game management. He's not done particularly well in the other games, the qualifiers. But in a tournament where you need points, calculate how to beat this team, what do we manage, how many minutes are we going to waste against Portugal to be able to frustrate them. The game management, I was in Abuja and I saw it. There were times that players wanted to delay and he was shouting on them, this is not where you need to be. You have to go back into your own area. If you want to lie down, go to the Nigerian side. These are things that I think will help us in qualifying to the next stage. But in terms of quality, materials, and form and cohesion, we are there. I mean, we should have our expectations at the very lowest end. Yeah.
Not such a good testimony from a famous Spurs journalist that has predicted many things correctly before. We hope on this occasion Saddick Adams is terribly wrong. We pray that he's very, very wrong.
We will, because I think we will be able to qualify, but I don't want the situation where the expectations are raised.
We are Ghana. We are red, gold, green. We raise our expectations.
Yeah, Portugal have.
We won the African Cup of Nations 4 times.
Yeah, that's
we went to the World Cup and we defeated Czech Republic.
Over 40 years ago, and when Comoros beat you, we've only won 2 games out of 10 in this year. Won 2 games out of 10.
Where the day are you? Abedi Pele's son.
The 2 games that we won this year
give us
against
2 minutes.
Nicaragua and Central African Republic. These are the only 2 games we won this year, against Nicaragua and Central African Republic. So these are things that...
These are the reality.
Yeah, realities, of course.
I'll leave it here. Thank you very much today.